This is what I kind of do on an everyday basis. I've been able to kind of make a home anywhere I go. I plan on just going out and making a life and staying until someone tells me to come home. I'm Rose Moore, and these are my 10 items. First, I chose a -20 sleeping bag. Fire won't last long with all the soft wood out there. This is going to be really important to help keep me warm. Next up, I chose trapping wire. Running snares is going to be really important to get me some extra meat. This is going to be really important for me to snare hares while I'm out there. Also, I can tie flies with it for fishing. My next item is fishing line and hooks. This is really important for maintaining the fat that I'm going to need to survive out there. So I have some 20-pound line and a variety of hook sizes. I also chose Paracord. I did a variety of colors with this. I wanted to make sure that it had multiple uses, so I'll be able to use this for fishing as well as building my shelter and marking my snare lines. I chose a multi-tool for another item. It has a knife and scissors. I also have snare wire cutters. There's a bunch of little gouging tools in there. So this is gonna be really handy for so many reasons. This is gonna be one of my most important items. For another item, I chose a saw. It's a folding saw, so it's really compact. So I can just pack it right in my bag easily and it doesn't take up much space. It's gonna help me use a lot less energy when I'm cutting up trees for my shelter. I also chose an axe. The saw is great for sawing up the wood, but getting the tree started, this will be really handy. It'll also be handy for carving anything that I need. It has a nice sharp edge on it. I went with a shorter version just so I don't expend as much energy doing it. And for my fire source, I chose a ferro rod. I wanted something that gave a good enough spark and a hot enough spark that I wouldn't have to strike it too many times. So this is the ferro rod that I chose. I also chose a 2-quart pot. It'll be really important to do so many things. Most of everything that I cook will be made into soups, and then I can store a lot of stuff in this container as well. I chose a blue enamel pot because blue is my favorite color, and the enamel is very durable. And finally, I chose my bow and arrow for my weapon. My bow is borrowed from my sporting goods store. I use it there all the time, so I'm very familiar with this bow, and it pulled the exact weight that I needed to with my draw length. I also made this quiver from a deer hide that I had. It was a doe that I harvested a few years ago, so I whipped this up a couple of days before to hold my arrows. And these are just a tapered shaft wooden grain arrow. This is the broadhead that I chose. It's very simple, just sharpened them yesterday. These are my 10 items. Wish me luck.